All right, I am back, and I am here with Matt Pruitt, community manager for Battlefield, and he's here to talk about what the community is and how his role interacts with you guys to bring you Battlefield news. So, Matt, tell us all about it.
Yeah, one of the great things about DICE is that we're so community oriented, and we have a lot of channels into which to communicate with our fans that a lot of companies usually, might or may not do. So, of course, we have the Battlefield blog, we have the Battlefield Twitter, which you mentioned earlier, the Battlefield Facebook page. We're doing this Ustream live, so it's really important to us at DICE and at EA that we really communicate with our fans. That's our number one most important thing to us is, listen what they're telling us. And can we act upon it? We can't act upon everything, but we take it in, we internalize it, we talk with the team. A lot of the ideas that the guys give us make their way into the game, which is really cool.
And how much of the interaction is players actually talking with you out there? I mean, are you really removed from it, or are you directly involved?
We're all gamers, so we're all playing the game. It's like we're not just sitting in some dark hole, and a lot of my job is doing Excel spreadsheets and PowerPoints, but a good part of our day, we make sure that we take a chunk out of time and sit down, play the games that our consumers are playing. Otherwise, really doing. You have to understand the game that your consumers are playing, that your team is building, to understand where they're coming from. And you've known me a long time. I'm a huge PC guy. I've been involved in that community for a long time, so I have some preconceived notions as well from just coming up in that community as to what players expect from a AAA game.
So, obviously we heard about Battlelog, we heard about all the different stuff that's going on to make all of the social interaction and the community even tighter. So how is this going to change your role? How is it going to be, is this really going to change the way you deal with the community and give you more to work with the community? And are our fans going to actually be able to get in there and really tell you what you want to do to work with and make changes, and how involved are you going to be even after this game launches?
Right. Well, I think one of the the best things that we announced was the beta. So that goes to show you right there, we absolutely care about what you say, what you think about our game early on, so that we can act upon those suggestions and make changes to the game accordingly if we feel them necessary. So absolutely, there's so many channels for people to get involved with us that it's crazy, and it's it's one of those things we want to make sure that they're being heard, and we'll do everything we can to make sure that we hear that voice.
Well, I guess I got to ask, since I'm asking everybody, what's your favorite piece so far? I guess going back in time, let's go ahead and say how much do you go back in with the Battlefield history? Where did you start with Battlefield?
All the way back in basically the very first game. I was part of the beta. So Battlefield 1942, played the beta. I was there. So ever since then, I've been playing, and I think it's been great to watch the evolution of this title, taking a step back and being a fan, and just seeing where the graphics were then and where they are now. I think one of the greatest things is the Frostbite 2 engine. I mean, you've seen it in action. The destruction level is way up from the Frostbite engine, and it really immerses you in the game. And I think that's taking that next step from being a game to being an experience.
So let's go ahead and say, for the military guys out there, which we're representing, what do you think Battlefield really represents and really brings to light about the military? I mean, do you feel like there's something there that the military would really kind of key in on and say that you're hitting all the marks?
Well, I think one of the things that the military will really like, and I know that you enjoy, is being in a squad and working as a team. And I think that's one of the great things that Battlefield 3 is going to bring. Certainly you've experienced it in Battlefield 2. You have a chopper pilot, you have a tank guy, you have your infantry, you have snipers, and all of that combined, it makes it surreal. You're really in a squad. You can lean on your buddy that is really good at one thing and lean on your other buddy that's in the air giving you air support. So it's one of those things where it's really fun to play with friends.
That's outstanding. That's one of the things that we really are hearing more about is being able to do that. From Battlefield Bad Company, you had 4 people in the squads, and I don't know, we haven't really heard a lot about the squads and stuff, but we're hoping to see more about that, find out how those squads are going to be integrated. But it seems like, from what we're hearing, that the squad play and team, things to go and support the teamwork are going to be key in this game. So it looks like from the community end, you guys are wired in completely, and in the game, you guys are really trying to work with the cohesiveness of the battle. So Anything else you really want to talk to about this thing? What is it that what's exciting you about Battlefield 3? I mean, what's your favorite thing? Is it the destruction? Is it gameplay? Is it vehicles? What is it that you as a player, never mind the community manager, but you as a player, what do you like about this?
You know, really, it's the Frostbite 2 engine has me really excited. And you just heard Carl Magnus talk about, you know, full destruction of buildings and the falling debris can kill players. That brings a whole new, you know, angle to how you play a game and how I might position myself if I'm in a tank, or how I might position myself if I'm in a jet or a helicopter. So I think that perspective right there has me really excited as to about what I want to see what the community does as far as strategies go, and what people do to take out certain enemies, or, you know, if there's a tank under a building, do they engage the tank or do they engage the building? So I think that's going to be a very interesting play, and to see how that kind of stuff pans out. But I you know, really the game, you know, and this sounds contrived because yes, I work with EA and DICE, but I really am excited as a gamer, taking that step back again. You have to do that, you know, take a step back, become a fan again, and you know, Battlefield 3 is going to be huge, and I think it's going to be a lot of fun.
Outstanding. Well, we're going to go ahead and get back to the interviews and talk to the fans. I mean, this is your community, so we're going to go ahead and talk to them. So Al, let's go back and talk to Al.